Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it's so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Tuesday edition of the JP Peterson Show. We are jacked up and ready to go with news, notes. We got fiery opinions. Hopefully we will entertain you, make you laugh, make you cry, make you think. That's the idea. It's the JP Peterson Show. We are your independent media source. We are not corporate media, as you can clearly see by your two hosts as I introduce the great IndyCar Tim, who's not wearing Philadelphia green today in studio. What's up,
no,
brother? How are you?
I was wearing FanStream Sports green, first of all, and we are 3 minutes late coming in, 4 minutes late coming into the stream because
Right.
JP and I are just sitting here backstage shooting the shit, not even paying attention to the clock. And then JP's like, holy crap, look at the time.
Hey, look at all these people we have waiting, and they're already commenting. It's like they're doing a show and we're not. Like, what the hell's going on here?
We're not holding up our end of the bargain here, JP.
No, we sincerely apologize to all of you because we were just shooting. What are we doing? I'm like, oh my God, it's 10:03. Let's go.
I guess I need
So
to
anyway,
get another alarm on my phone for 9 o'clock Central here, just so when we're doing this.
More proof that we are not, stuck up corporate media. We have no idea what we're doing. No,
Oh my God.
we're here to provide some entertainment and information for you guys, and we got lots of it today. I got an update on the new ownership group that I will send your way. Nothing huge details there. I don't want to oversell it, but just a little nugget here and there. So we'll talk a little baseball. It's day one of playoffs, and once again, for the second straight year, you are not invited, Rays fans. You are not invited. But there is so
you're
much
invited to watch.
Yeah.
Just like us Rangers fans.
If somebody told me you could have a playoff appearance this year or a new ownership group, press conference on the way, which would I take?
Yeah.
Save me, the wild card round where we score 0 runs, and I'll take the new ownership instead. All right, how's that sound? I'm in on that. So let's look at it that way. We may not have playoffs or faux playoffs, as it were, in recent years, like we actually are going to make a dent in anything. No, we've got a new ownership group on the horizon that's going to build us a stadium. And I don't know if you saw the show yesterday, Tim, but
A little bit. I mean, when I'm not on it, it's barely watchable. I'll be real honest. Just kidding, Nick. I'm kidding.
I went off on a stew rant of epic proportions, but so much so my wife, because I did it from home yesterday, was like, were you yelling at your computer screen yesterday? Well, I said, I was yelling into a microphone in my computer screen, so there's lots of people that were hearing us. So, yes. So if you missed that rant, go check it out on yesterday's show in the beginning of the second hour, because it was quite epic and deservedly so. But we're trying to move on, as my wife wants me to do, move on from Stu Sternberg and move into the new group, and they will give us obviously some more optimism and things to talk about as the week goes on. So looking forward to that. Scott Reynolds is going to join us at 10:30 today. TJ Reeves at 11:15. So heavy Bucs today, heavy football, heavy Rays, heavy. We'll get into a little bit of Lightning as well. We're going to talk some Lightning. Vasy is coming back hopefully today, so we'll get some updates this morning from Eric Erlinson out there at practice. Vasy did, according to Edward and Cena at the time, Vasy did touch the ice yesterday. Not officially practicing with the team, right, but Cooper says that should come today. So, and what is his issue? It's a personal player issue. It's been very, very vague. We don't know if it's back related. You said the exact quotes here. Asked whether Vasilevskiy needs 1 or 2 games to be ready for the regular season. Cooper said, sometimes it's not what I think, it's what the player thinks, which is a very interesting answer.
Now, when I hear personal player issue, I hear someone pulled a Corey Perry in the locker room and he's dealing with a player. That's what I take from that.
I'm sorry. A mysterious player management issue. Player management.
Okay. All right.
Well,
Nobody pulled a Corey Perry, huh?
That kind of would filter under the player management, would it not?
Yeah, it still would, yeah.
Yep, that's player management. No, let's not go there, for God's sakes. Do we have any hot moms running around of our players? Is that an issue?
They're all under 25, so they're all their moms are younger than me still.
Yeah, we always have dads trips. Let's get the hot moms trips going for hockey, right? I think that's actually a thing now. They're starting to do moms trips. Yeah.
So great
because of the grotesque comments that I just made. Misogynistic is probably the reason we haven't had that.
Usually those come from me.
Right. You're rubbing off on me.
Yes.
Happy Christmas.
All right.
What's going on? So Vasy is expected to practice today. I mean, when it comes to hockey and injuries, there's always just going to be this mystery around it, right? Not that we need to know everything, but we'd like to know everything, especially when it's your goaltender and your entire season depends on it. But I think if it was super serious, he wouldn't be on the ice today.
Yeah.
So
it's got to be a good sign.
Yeah. I mean, and we got to remember, it's like preseason hockey games. Seriously, we got a whole entire regular season, which kind of, and when the Lightning's case kind of feels like a preseason because we're just kind of waiting for the playoffs to see what happens. And obviously the regular season matters and it's important and all that stuff. But after 3 first-round exits, you're just like, okay, we know we're good enough. I think the Lightning have the 7th best odds to win the Stanley Cup. I checked that last night. 7th best odds. Yeah. Which kind of puts you in the running, I guess, right? It puts you in the running. Like that's high enough that you could actually win the cup. And I think this team is absolutely good enough to win the cup, but it depends on matchups in the playoffs. Clearly, it depends on health, big time when you get to the playoffs, and it depends on what moves you make at the deadline. I mean, that's one of the huge reasons that Florida won last year.
So here are your
Marchand and Seth Jones.
Here are your Stanley Cup odds coming into it. The Oilers at plus 800. My Dallas Stars at plus 850, Carolina plus 900, Colorado plus 950, Knights plus 950, Panthers. Look at this. The Panthers and the Lightning, both plus 1,100.
Yeah. And and the Panthers were the lead until Barkov went down.
Right. And look, here's how I feel about preseason odds. Yes, they matter because if you want to go get an early bet and potentially make a butt ton of money, or lose a butt ton of money, depending on your betting habits, then this matters. Otherwise, this is like preseason Heisman voting. Like this is like your September Heisman favorite. It means nothing, absolutely nothing, as far as the chances of a team winning the Stanley Cup. So just take it with a grain of salt because it really means absolutely nothing unless you're placing your bet right now.
Yeah, exactly. I would say probably a tad more accurate than preseason college rankings, which are the worst. But especially these days.
Did anybody put money on Arch Manning back in August to win the Heisman?
If you did, you're a moron.
Are those the same people that put money a couple of years ago, put money on Spencer Rattler when he was at Oklahoma to win the Heisman? Because he was the Heisman favorite going into the season.
It's even worse. I just got to update on something. Hold on, Stan. As you can read one of the comments about Stu living in my head, I just saw Stuart Sternberg go across my updates, and I'm like, what happened? And it's just an update. Breaking news, the Stu Sternberg era is over. This is from one of what is this, Tampa Bay Business Journal. The new Rays owner inherited stadium woes that had plagued Sternberg for nearly 2 decades. It's not stadium woes. It's God, this is what pisses me. Stadium woes. He is the stadium woe. Like, what don't you people like at this point? Do you not get it? It's not us. It's him. Stadium woes. He is the stadium woe. Here I go again. Look, where is it?
I'll tell you what. I've said this before.
Stu lives in JP's head rent free like the Trop. I can't deny it. I can't deny it. What am I going to do? Say, oh no, that's not right. Well, yeah, he kind of does. But I'll say this: I clearly live in his head rent free as well. So we're each other's landlords, at least for maybe a few more weeks or days, hopefully hours. But yeah, like, and that's honestly what has pissed me off so much is these false narratives that in the last week, this celebration, this media, the Times celebrating the era of Stu Sternberg and what a great, just lying through his teeth, and let's just print that. Yeah, it's
about to end, JP.
It's grotesque. It's grotesque, though. It's just like, how do you not point out all the other stuff that's so much more damaging to our community? Like, really damaging to our community. Oh, no. But anyway.
Not even here to defend himself. And I've said this.
He's welcome to come on anytime.
I've said this before. Chris Lotvilla is one of my favorite follows on X right now. All right. He's intelligent.
He's awesome.
He's well-spoken. Yeah. He gets attacked a ton. And I know he's been physically threatened back in the day. I get all that.
Death threat.
He has an answer for every single attacker on X. And he's like the nicest has the nicest rebuttals of anybody. Well, he's keeping, I guess politicians do that, right? He has to keep calm and just spat out the facts. That's what he does. But he's always right, and he just shuts people down.
Yeah.
People accusing him of having a personal hatred for Stu Sternberg. And yet, yesterday he replied to somebody. He goes, man, I've met the guy twice and once was on video. All right. Yeah. I don't have a personal hatred. I just don't think he's a great person.
Yeah.
And he's just like, there you go.
And that's okay.
Yeah. He's very honest.
And he's proven that. I mean, there's a lot of proof to go with that. Is a lot. He's put a lot out there, and to celebrate it, and somebody put on X last night, raised the roof, or it was a great follow on Twitter, and I reacted confrontationally when I should not have, and I apologize for that, somewhat confrontationally. And he said basically, are you worried that this group, doesn't have the money to build a stadium or run the team and get more free agents? And this media narrative that's out there, and I'm wondering where this is coming from. So Patrick Zalewski, who's a billionaire and built a company in about 15, 20 years, became a billionaire, is on the board of regents of the University of Florida, is personal friends with the governor. Fred Ridley, a longtime Tampa resident, lifelong Tampa resident, U.S. amateur champion, the chairman of Augusta National, the Masters, all right, who's done unbelievable things for golf, the game of golf and the Masters, and I'll open it all up, right? Stadium. He is the stadium. Whoa. Ken Babby, who owns two very successful minor league teams, by the way, just won the AAA championship with an epic home run. And so congratulations to Ken. All these Dr. Workman from Orlando, who was their lead investor, billionaire, that built this incredible business. All these really rich, super smart, successful guys. They're just they overpaid for the team. You always overpay because the Forbes, who does these valuations in other places, they always undervalue what the team sells for. Okay. So overpay is certainly, not that Forbes knows exactly what the numbers are. They don't, and they admit that. But the people who actually buy the team see the numbers. So did they, quote, overpay for it? And every time they always say these owners overpay. I said Sternberg overpaid for the Rays. When he's paid it for $200 million, he's selling it for $1.7 billion. The Glazers overpaid for the Buccaneers. It's worth $7 billion now. They paid $200 million. I mean, it's kind of silly. And then to think that these guys are, we paid $1.7 billion for the team. Okay, now what do we do? Oh, we got to build a stadium. I didn't know that. Oh, we got to fund the team. Really? Oh, geez, I didn't think of that. You think these guys are this dumb?
Oh, wait, we have to pay players too.
Yeah, it's like you think they're this dumb that they don't have a plan to run the team and build a stadium.
These guys are attorneys.
I mean, it just seems kind of silly. Like, are they don't have money to run the team? Really? Okay, I could be wrong. But I'm thinking that these guys are probably smarter than that. They were handpicked by Major League Baseball because they can get the stadium done. Even Stu admitted that the other day. In Major League Baseball, you think they know who these people are? You think they know what their pockets are? You think they know what their intentions are? Of course they do. You think they know what the political climate is here in Tampa? Yes, of course they do. And they understand. And this is why Stu was forced out. Despite the stupid-ass headline that you saw in the Times, that he was doing some altruistic thing to keep the Rays in Tampa Bay while he's tried to move them to Montreal and other places. And the only reason he couldn't move them is because Major League Baseball would not let him move. I mean, they're committed to this market. He was not. So to act like he was this altruistic, oh, I'm selling the team because I want to make sure they stay in Tampa Bay. No, you're selling the team because you were forced to sell the team, in my opinion. And by the reporting from Ken Rosenthal, Evan Drellich, and others, that Major League Baseball threatened your revenue sharing and basically forced you out, in my opinion, in their reporting opinions. I have to cover all this because I don't want Stu to sue me. So anyway, I didn't want to go off on that tangent, but here's the news. We should have a little bit more clarity within the week when I think the press conference may be this week or pushed to next week. But it's coming really, really quickly. I think it's going to be this week, but we don't have a specific time. I'm trying to find out more information today. We don't have a specific time, but it's coming really, really soon. And I think from what I'm hearing, there's going to be a lot to consume at that press conference in a very positive way. And I think they want to make sure all the ducks are in a row. So when they get here, they know exactly what they're doing, and follow through on what they're going to say. Something else we did not get from the previous regime. All right, let's get to the Bucs injuries, shall we?
Hey, real quick, before you get to that, did you guys talk at all yesterday? This is Bucs related, about the Liam Cohen, Robert Saleh imbroglio on the field after the game?
We did not. We didn't have time to get to all that stuff. We were so hyper local yesterday, but I guess Liam's kind of a little local, right? So yeah,
apparently he's kind of a hothead too, which I've heard, I've read, obviously haven't been around him, but I don't think it's a surprise that he's kind of a hothead to those that are around the Bucs and that have been around him. So, and I have the video here. That's why I was asking if you guys wanted to see the video.
You got the video
of the interchange on the field? Yeah. And
I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, go ahead.
He had to be restrained by Robert Hainsey of all people, on the field. So for those backstory, for those that don't know, ahead of this week's game, 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh went on and said, he was talking about the Jaguars. He said that he envies, I don't have the actual quote, but it was basically, he envies their ability to legally steal signs from the other sideline, right? And he claims it wasn't an insult or an accusation, but what he says is that he just meant that they're very thorough in their preparation, right? And if you can figure out signs, just like in baseball, if you can figure out trends and stuff from the other team, that's completely legal. Now, the way Robert Saleh worded it sounded kind of like maybe these guys are cheating, but he did use the word legally stealing signs, So again, he meant their preparation ahead of games and stuff. Well, Liam Cohen took offense to this and apparently went after Robert Saleh after the game on the field. And here is our video, JP.
Just really bad idea. It's a big medicine man. A lot of good stuff going on. We're hugging each other.
There's Saleh.
Liam has something to say.
And he's barking. He's already barking at Cohen. Here comes Cohen. Oh, wait, it already happened. Yeah. So
it already happened. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, they're barking at each other right there.
Yeah.
Players jumping in between them.
Yeah. Hainsey's like, hey, Liam, get your soft ass away from this guy who will kill you.
I guarantee Saleh would kick Liam's butt.
Oh, my God. It wouldn't last long. It would not last long at all. Action Sports Jacks obviously has the video there.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but
hey, listen, scoreboard, Jags are 3-1. They went out to San Francisco and beat the 49ers. And, Liam's got something cooking there. No question about it. And he's a really good play caller. He's He's got some swag to him. There's no question about it. But and we'll see if he becomes this really, really good head coach. The early returns are good for a Jacksonville team that's done nothing. In a very, very, very long time. He's got him at 3-1. So
I mean, you beat Carolina.
We'll see how this plays out.
You lost to a really bad Cincinnati Bengals team, by the way, and I know Burrow was still involved in that game, but they let Jake Browning beat them after Burrow went out. That's not a good look. You beat Houston. Now you've beat San Francisco. I think the San Francisco win in San Francisco is a legit good win. The other two, meh. But it seems like he's getting the most out of Trevor Lawrence, which nobody's been able to do yet.
We're 4 games in, right? And I still don't know who's good and who's not. And that includes the Buccaneers.
Right.
Because of the competition that they played, the outcomes of all the games, how they've gone. I think the Bucs are really good, but these injuries are ridiculous. They're ridiculous. This is not the Bucs team that we envisioned for this season when we said they were going to be, 12 game winners, moving to elite challenge for the number 1 seed status. It's not the same team. The core of this team has been ripped out, and you can't go forward with these types of injuries and be the same team. You can't. There's limited rosters, obviously, salary caps, all this other stuff. Teams have some depth, but not this much depth. Right. It's gotten to the riddle, the critical mass level at this particular point. So, and just to touch on that, Bucky Irving having an MRI, and if you're wondering where he got hurt, go look at the fumble. Yeah. His ankle and leg are completely twisted underneath as he's going down, which is, I think, why he fumbled. But he, 2 plays later, next series, he's running down the sideline on a 70-yard touchdown play. So he finished the game. But as we all know, there's a lot of adrenaline involved in there, toughness, and he's a tough little son of a bitch. I can tell you that. And I didn't, when I saw the replay, while everybody's looking at his shin, I'm looking at his ankle going, oh, damn, that is not good. So I'm guessing that's where he got hurt, and maybe continuing to play on it wasn't the best idea. But in a situation like that, he's not coming out of the game. He's not even going to tell you he's hurt. He's a tough son of a bitch. You admire that, but sometimes it's not in your best interest or the team's best interest. But that being what it is, how bad is it? He played on it, so it can't be horribly structurally bad. So we'll see where he's at. Jamel Dean's getting the MRI. I want the MRI
contract
they have. Yeah, the contract. Hassan Reddick. We talked to him. Scott and I talked to him right after the game, and he seemed really okay. But you kind of never know. Shoulder and a concussion for him, or he might be in protocol. Benjamin Morrison hamstring, which this is a guy that was obviously injured in college, that we drafted in the 2nd round. You hope that the injuries are over, that we were told that was a congenital hip injury. Now he's had both of his hips fixed, but everything's connected, right? If you have these hip issues, does it affect your hamstrings? We don't know. We're going to find out, but he's a damn good player, and we need him to play. That's for sure. Greg Gaines has a pectoral, so now we're starting to mount the injuries at defensive tackle. With Cansey already out, Gedeke out, Cody Mauch out, and it's, the Bucs are averaging 86 yards from their top 2 tailbacks in rushing. That's not what they did last year. And this entire offense is predicated on running the football, as are most. You got to run the football to throw the football. And of course, Mike Evans is out. I mean, this is not the Buccaneers team that we had hoped to have, not even close. So how do you get through these games? How do you get wins? How do you go to Seattle now? By the way, that game time has been changed. I'm sorry, not Seattle, but the 49ers on October 12th has been changed to 4:35 in the afternoon, which is great. Hate 1 o'clock games at Raymond James Stadium. So that's going to be 4:35. The Seattle game is still scheduled for 4 o'clock, but did they schedule the Mariners playoffs yet? Do we know? I don't think we have, because they're the division winner. So I still don't have an update.
They don't play till they don't play till the ALDS round.
Yeah, so they're we don't know. And will that game time be changed? What is set for 4 o'clock, right? So
4:25, yeah.
I guess they could move it. They're not going to play a 7 o'clock. I'm not going to play a West Coast game in the 1 o'clock slot. They're not going to do that. I mean, right? They don't do that. They're not going to have it because then it's like 10 o'clock in the morning out there.
Is it? No, they do that. That's when it was originally scheduled, right?
No, I thought it was a 4 o'clock game, Eastern time. Right? Yeah, it's originally scheduled. Yeah. Well, we'll have the update when they put it out.
Right.
So, it was 1 o'clock. That's a Seattle game?
Yeah, it was originally, and they moved it to the late window. Yeah, they do West Coast early games. I mean, it's not ideal, but they do it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so they moved it to the 4. Yeah. It was originally set for 1 o'clock Eastern, and it's been moved to the 4:25 Eastern on CBS. And they switched it with the Patriots Saints game.
Joel Forsland says, I'm sure you saw yourself in the latest in the current on the Bucs. Oh, okay. All right, we'll get to that later. No, I haven't, by the way. All right, we so basically we're going to find out hopefully more today on who's going to be who's hopefully I don't want to hear, we've in the past every Tuesday it seems like we've found out somebody else is out for the year. So, let's hope that we don't get any of that crap today because this team cannot withstand losing another starter. Mm-hmm. By the way, the Ravens lost 5 starters on Sunday. 5 starters. So the Bucs are not the Lone Ranger here. Yeah. And let's not go to the what's wrong with the Bucs training staff. I don't think we're there yet, right?
Everybody's dealing with this. It's not just the Bucs.
It's just every football. It's football. Yeah. So anyway, Joel says Seattle was always 405. Yeah.
No. He's wrong.
All right.
Okay, look. Go to fanstreamsports.com, click on Tampa Bay. There is an article that talks about the week 6 scheduling changes that I got straight from the NFL communications department and wrote the article based on that. That game was originally a 1 o'clock game. It's been moved.
1 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not, it happens. It's just the way it is.
Okay.
I understand that's hard to imagine being on the East Coast, but yes, they do that. They do it for college too.
All right.
Just saying. It's not crazy.
This is very rare. Seems silly. All right, let's we got to take a break because Scott Reynolds is coming on next, and we'll get to we'll get to the bottom of all these shenanigans, injuries, and all this other stuff that's going on. We're going to talk about these special teams that ain't so special and what the hell's going on there. And what we missed as broadcasters and journalists. I feel ashamed, actually, but we'll admit to it. All right, so we'll do that next. We're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES lawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. If you're involved in an accident, go see my man Scott Jeeves and his entire firm there. They are local, so they know the local legal landscape, and that is very, very important to your case, folks. Trust me on this. National firms, they're not as in tune to all that stuff, so it matters. The JeevesLawGroup.com. Go to the website, tell them JP sent you, and get your free consultation. Non-attorney spokesman, offices Tampa and St. Pete. And the great folks at Genesis of Tampa, big grand reopening this weekend. And on Saturday, we're going to have Chaz Nimrod, USF players Chaz Nimrod, Mac Harris, and Nico Grammatica signing autographs from 2 to 4 o'clock at Genesis of Tampa. So go over there and get your picture taken with these guys. USF has a game on Friday night, so they'll be there on Saturday celebrating a win, hopefully.
Get your field goal kicking advice, too.
Yes, absolutely.
How to kick a field goal.
How to kick a 60, 70-yarder. 2 to 4 from Genesis of Tampa. All right, back in 3 with the great Scott Reynolds. Stay with us. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucs on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucs and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at On-Site Construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Third Generation Plumbing and American Standard Air Conditioning and Heating and Cooling. That's your dynamic duo. If you have any AC issues whatsoever, thirdgenerationplumbing.com is the website to go to. They do AC, all kinds of mechanical things around the house. They will get it done. And they partner with American Standard Heating and Cooling as their partners. And those are the best units, most reliable, most durable in this terrible Florida heat. So give them a call, thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Tell them JP sent you. All right, let's check in with our good friend, the face that runs the place at Pewter Report, the great Scott Reynolds, joining us here. What's up, Scotty? How are you, my friend?
Doing good. How are you?
Outstanding, despite the loss.
Yeah, I didn't lose last week. I won. I did.
Yeah,
I put it in my picks. Yeah, I'm 4-0 in my picks. I'm better than the Buccaneers.
Yes, well done. Yeah, I picked the Eagles as well. I felt dirty about it, but I had to do it. Just based on all the injuries. It's just, as I just said, this is not the Bucs team that we predicted to win 11 or 12 games. The core has kind of been ripped out of it presently, and some of these guys aren't coming back in terms of Kansas and Cody Malk.
I still think they can get 11, 12 wins.
Oh, I think they can too, but it's
You're a deeper team they were last year, so
I'm not as sure as I was earlier.
Okay,
hater. How they're going to get through this? What's that?
I said, okay, hater.
Just
because isn't that the correct term? If you disagree with something, you're automatically a hater. So
you're a hater, right? Why are you a hater and not a cheerleader for the team? Because that's not my job.
Right.
I mean, Jamel Dean, Bucky Irving, Hassan Reddick, Benjamin Morrison, Greg Gaines. They're all at the MRI machine this week or yesterday. Yeah. Gedeke can't see Cody Mount already out. You hope Gedeke's coming back in 3 weeks. Do we know what he's dealing with? Is it a high ankle sprain? It's a foot injury?
I don't know. It's a foot injury of some kind. The good news is last week, I mean, he's scooting around in this little scooter, right? He's in a walking boot, yet not doing any walking in the walking boot. So I guess it's a scooter boot. And but the good news is we saw him last week getting off the scooter and standing up on both feet without a brace or any wrap or anything. And he was kind of like, I think he can like walk around a little bit too. So I think they're just trying to take the stress off of that foot by having him scoot around on the scooter. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not casted up. It's not wrapped up. I mean,
I'm thinking high ankle sprain. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's a high ankle sprain. I think it's something lower on his leg, to be honest. Because
a low ankle sprain.
It could be a low ankle sprain.
We like that. That's much better.
Something like that.
Do they call it that, or do they just call it an ankle sprain?
I mean,
they've said foot so far.
Yeah,
that's all.
It could be a foot sprain.
Yeah.
So
whatever, he ain't playing, and it's hurting the running game and not having Cody Malk out there.
Yeah.
Well, let's just start with the injuries of the newest injuries. What do you know? Have we heard anything this morning or anything on any of these guys?
I am waiting to hear back. I've not heard anything back just yet. But from what I understand, Greg Gaines, it's not like a season-ending pec injury, so that's good. It doesn't mean he'll play this week. Mm-hmm. Benjamin Morrison's hamstring injury is not as bad as Mike Evans, which means he's not going to be an automatic out 2 or 3 weeks type of thing. He might be out this week, but they'll have to see. The thing that concerns me about Morrison, though, is this is the 3rd hamstring injury that he's had. And I'm not sure if it's the same one or if he's hurt both, but he missed the last day of mandatory minicamp with the hamstring.
Right.
Gets to training camp, practices for a few weeks, then misses essentially like 4 weeks of camp plus all 3 preseason games with a hamstring injury. Then he gets back, gets healthy, starts dipping his toe in the water, and then actually played really well in place of Jamel Dean, who got hurt. It's not a matter of if, but when Jamel gets hurt. And it's a shame because Jamel is actually playing really good football. And so is Benjamin Morrison. And then both those guys don't finish the game. The good news for Tampa Bay is that they drafted not just 1, but 2 cornerback. Jacob Parrish from my alma mater, Kansas State, played mostly outside cornerback at Kansas State. So he's not the 6'1" ideal prototype Todd Bowles outside corner, but he can play out there. Yeah. He's a dog in coverage. He's a dog in terms of tackling. So he's got the physicality to play outside. The Seahawks will play a lot of 2 tight end sets. So you may not even need like a nickel corner in a lot of instances on Sunday, but they have a couple ways they can go, right? If Christian Izien can come back from that quad, you put him at nickel, you put Parrish outside. If Izien's not going to go, you could move Tyke Smith down to nickel again and put Kayvon Merriweather in at strong safety if he's healthy enough to play. So that's another avenue you could do. Or you could put Kendall Vildor in nickel situations on the outside and keep Parrish inside. Todd Bowles has got much better options this year than Tyreek Funderburk or Josh Hayes. Right. So, and then keep in mind, Bryce Hall is still on the practice squad too. He was cornerback number 3 last year.
Right.
But then he broke his leg and the season opener was out for the whole year. So Tampa Bay is better equipped to handle injuries at cornerback this year than they were a year ago. And if you're looking for a positive, that's it.
And Bucky's injury, when they were replaying that fumble, I think that's when he got hurt. That ankle and knee kind of got wrenched underneath. And he came back and played and scored a touchdown. And I don't know how the hell he did that, to be quite honest. But it kind of tells me that he's not seriously injured. Yeah. But he's walking around in a boot right now.
Well, ankles can be a funny thing because you can play through a game, then all of a sudden the next morning it just swells up and you can't even put any pressure on it. So
big time.
We'll see about that. Again, the Buccaneers are deep there. Rashad White and Sean Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
And if Bucky can't go, if he's going to be out, then you have Josh Williams coming up as the third string running back. That's not bad. You'd love to have Bucky because he's Bucky. Bucky's tearing it up as a receiver this year. I think he's been muted a little bit in the running game, only 3.3 yards per carry, no touchdowns this year on the ground, but tearing it up as a wide receiver. I mean, he's on pace for like 800 yards, and 80 catches and 8 touchdowns this year as a receiver. Not that he's going to hit those numbers.
And I love him in the passing game. I love Rashad White in the passing game as well. He's just not getting the touches.
Yeah. So, they might miss him this week if he can't play. But again, the cupboard is more stocked than other teams have.
And it might be a good week to give him a rest.
It might be.
Good Seattle defense, carpet, long flight. Let him stay home and rest, and that's why you got depth on this team. And we saw last year when they needed depth. Your third stringer wins the NFC Player of the Week award. So. That's not too bad.
Rashad White is like, it's a contract year for
what
me.
About me?
I'm happy to start, please.
Yeah.
Please put me out there. And the last time that the Bucs had a game with the Seahawks, it was over in Germany. But Rashad had a huge game. The angry run, the stiff arm, shoving a Seahawk into the turf. And just about buried the guy, literally. Like he was that far in the turf. I think it might have been 5 feet, but it might have been 6 feet. I'm not sure. But
JP, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, as long as it's not me, it's fine. All right, let's take a quick look back. What did we learn about this team against Philadelphia besides what we should have already known, Scott? We did not do our homework when we signed Riley Dixon. Yeah. And as I went back and perused, as we were talking about the block punt here for a touchdown, and I saw, he led the league 3 years in a row in block punts. Not in a row, but in his career with 2.
Yeah.
So if you get 2 blocked, you're going to lead the league. And he already has 2 blocked this year, so he probably will lead the league for the 4th time in block punts.
Have another blocked punt.
By the way, without that happening, I think the Bucs win that game.
Yeah, because they were chasing that touchdown the whole game.
They were chasing that score the entire game. Yep.
Whenever
Thanks, Riley.
I talk about
what is he doing? And then
Riley
having a stroke.
Dixon and his slow
impersonation.
And it's time for a break.
Motion. I mean, my God, man. Come on. What are we doing here? I mean,
he's a punter. He doesn't move fast.
I appreciate Todd Bowles saying we're looking at everything. And yes, Riley needs to speed it up. You're damn right Riley needs to speed it up.
Yeah.
You're
then
damn
he said,
right.
But then he said it's not his get off time. Or I guess they call it his OP, his operating time.
I don't know.
Guess that's what players call it.
I am fully fine if you want to put the block on Evan Deckers, the long snapper, because honestly, he whiffed the block. I mean, that was part of the problem. Also, too, according to Bowles, there should have been some help sliding over. Maybe Ryan Miller picked up the wrong guy, whatever. I don't know. But it doesn't help that Riley Dixon has incredibly slow get-offs with his punts. In this, I'm telling you, go back and look at week 1 in the Atlanta Falcons game. There were 1 or 2 punts that were like this close to being blocked in that game.
Yeah.
Right. And then no surprise, it happens in Houston. And then it almost happened once or twice last week in the Jets too. This guy's perilously close to literally having a punt blocked in every game. Some of that is on protection. Some of it is get the ball off your damn foot faster.
He's slow and he takes long strides too.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
He's 6'4", And honestly, sometimes maybe you need a shorter punter with shorter legs. I don't know, but yeah, it's a long time. And I've kind of been texting back and forth with some people. I'm not going to mention any names, but I'm like, you don't see this? You don't see how long it takes him to get these punts off his foot? I'm glad they're bringing in 2 guys today for workouts because he's part of the problem.
There's no question.
It's not like this guy hasn't had any punts blocked in his career except for the 2 down here. He's had this is the 9th punt he's had blocked. He's led the league, as you mentioned, a couple times, JP. And he's had 3 punts out of his 9 blocked prior to this with Thomas McGahee up in the Giants. And now it's 5 punts blocked with McGahee. So it's a combination of the protection up front isn't getting the job done, and these punts are taking forever to get off his foot. So
and it's if you don't change something dramatically, it's going to keep happening. So I would expect, but they signed Riley Dixon to not big money.
I don't care.
I don't either. But
I don't care. I don't care. I'm teammates.
Yeah,
don't care.
It's got to stop. Yeah.
So you have one job: punt the ball and not have it be blocked. That's it.
Yes. What's the more likely scenario here?
What's
the more likely scenario here? That the Bucs didn't do their homework and know that he had a slow get off, or that they did all of that, but he's so good when he kicks it, that they thought, well, we can fix that. We can account for that. And now they haven't been able to.
Well, you don't block punts in practice. You just don't.
You don't even try. I mean,
you don't even try. Exactly. You don't even try, Tim. So having said that, he looked great in OTAs, minicamp, training camp, because he didn't have a block, because you're not doing a full-on punt block during practice. You don't break the punter's leg or something.
Maybe they should start practicing that.
Maybe they should start practicing that. Maybe the Bucs will actually block.
I'm calling Todd.
But
Scott, I'm related to Todd Bowles, right? I figured that out. We're actually blood relatives.
What?
My paternal grandmother's maiden name is Bowles.
Really?
So we have to be related somewhere.
Okay.
So I'm going to consider him family. I'm going to call him after the show and say, look, me and Scott Reynolds and JP Peterson came up with a practice plan for you.
Follically, I do see it, Tim.
Yeah.
I do see the resemblance there.
Follically challenged, yes.
Just saying.
Well done.
Kind of down here, kind of like up there,
I guess the good news in the special teams is Cam Johnson is a threat every time he gets the ball. That's nice to see. And
I just did a Bucs Brightside video, which is kind of my little cheesy tongue-in-cheek, like, hey, we're only looking at the positives. I didn't even talk about the first half outside of Chase McLaughlin's 65-yard field goal, which hooray for that. That was good to see.
How about that?
But yeah, I started off the video by saying the Bucs Brightside, where we don't talk about punts. Punts are bad. Only punt returns. Punt returns are good.
Returns are good.
And punt returns are very good with Cam Johnson. I think he's going to get a touchdown at some point this year. He will break off a touchdown or 2. He's been like this close a couple of times, and it's coming. So that's the thing. It's like, you want to fire the special teams coach because of the blocking unit, but then the return unit is really good. And not that it has anything to do with Chase McLaughlin's success, because I've been told by multiple special teams coaches in Tampa Bay, you don't even go near the kicker. Special teams coaches don't coach the kicker. No. All right. They're just like, go do your thing. That's all that they do. That and maybe like this behind the kicker's back. But they don't go near kickers. You don't, because kicking is from here up. It has very little to do with the foot. It's mostly mental. And you just want to be away from the kicker and just go out there and say, hey, Chase, go get him, buddy. That's the coaching that happens. So you can't even say that Chase McLaughlin's bad kicks at the beginning of the season or his good kicks now had anything to do with Thomas McGahee, because it really didn't. But everything else about special teams, especially blocking, the return game, all those types of things, that is on the special teams coordinator. That's where you got to scheme and put together some things. So as bad as we don't like the Bucs blocking unit on punts, the punt return unit is actually quite good. And Cam Johnson's making it look great with his ability to make guys miss.
He almost single-handedly in the second half got him back in the game.
That's right.
It matters.
And he had what game was it? He had a huge punt return that set up the touchdown. That was a huge play in that game. Texans game. Yeah, that was a huge play in that game.
Yeah.
All right, can we talk a little bit about the defense? And it was a tale of two very different defenses in this game against Philadelphia. The first half, they kind of had their way with the Bucs defense, and I was like, whoa, this is not good.
Yeah, I know.
And the second half, Bucs basically pitched a shutout or less.
They did.
I mean, if you factor in the safety at the end when he ran backwards, they had, I think, minus 16 yards total in the second half. I'm talking about the Eagles' entire offense. They had 4 possessions of 0 yards or less, 6 possessions of 8 yards or less. I mean, that is dramatically good defense. Now, I did read that the Bucs only blitzed once in the second half. And I asked Todd if he made any halftime adjustments. He said no.
Right? How about that?
And he said no.
No,
we just played smarter.
Just did a better job. No, that's not true, because the first half he was letting Jalen Hurts run wild by doing these twists and stunts where you had your ends crashing inside and the defensive tackles going outside. And again, the theory's great. You want to get your fast guys up the middle first and try to, get some immediate sacks on Jalen Hurts. The problem is, if you don't get home with Hassan Reddick or Yaya Diaby, neither one of them did, then you're asking Greg Gaines and Vita Vea to be your contain guys on the outside, and you've got, as Todd Bowles accurately said, small fast guy versus big slow guy is going to be advantage small fast guy, and that was Jalen Hurts getting outside and running for like 42 yards in the first half. So once he stopped all that, then and started like dropping guys in coverage, Jalen Hurts couldn't find any open receivers. Now, listen, I know everybody in the world is like, shining Quinyon Mitchell for his game on Sunday. And he had a good game. He did. When he wasn't holding, grabbing, or getting to the receivers before the ball was there, he was really, really good.
Yeah.
Okay. He was.
Yeah.
But can we talk about Tampa Bay's cornerbacks for a minute? Completely shut down A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Just completely made them non-factors in the game whatsoever. And Jacob Parrish, I think he was targeted 3 times, allowed 2 catches for 0 yards, and he had a pass breakup. Benjamin Morrison was targeted 4 times when he came in. They went right at him, right? When he went in there, they went right at the rookie, targeted 4 times, allowed 1 catch for 9 yards, also had a pass breakup. Zion McCollum targeted twice and allowed 1 catch for 3 yards. Jamel Dean was targeted once. He had allowed 1 catch for 7 yards. That's lockdown cornerback play. Not just from one guy, from 4 guys, Billy. 4. So let's give Tampa Bay's corners some love too, because they absolutely dominated A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
Yeah, and this is to your point earlier. The cornerback depth is really, really good, and the fact that they didn't blitz in the second half, they didn't need to, because their corners were playing so good man to man. And if you go look at the all 22, it wasn't like these guys were open and he couldn't find them. Right. A lot of the pressure that was coming in the second half was because there was nobody open.
That's right.
And and Jalen didn't force it, didn't need to. They had a lead, so that was smart on his part. But I'm still trying to define if this defense is really, really good or it's just more of last year.
It's not good for 4 quarters. It's not.
Yeah,
right. Because we saw them give up 21 points. Well, 14 really, because the blocked field goal for a touchdown.
But 200, a little under 200 yards in the first half.
Yeah. You can't let Jalen Hurts go 15 of 16, or any quarterback in the first half with 2 touchdowns. Because as great as it was in the second half, he was 0 for 8 and got sacked twice. As great as that was, he put points on the board in the first half, and those points beat you because you didn't score enough in the second half. So, I don't know. Here's one thing that really bothers me is the Bucs have 1 interception in 4 games. 1. They had 7 last year. And so this is still a recurring problem. They're not taking the ball away at all. I think they've got 2 takeaways in 4 games. Mm-hmm. Well, this time last year, again, as bad as it was in 2024, by this time last year, they had 5 takeaways at least. They had 2 interceptions and 3 fumble recoveries. So they're 3-1. They're actually doing worse than they were last year in terms of takeaways. And this is after Todd Bowles said, we want ball hawks, and they draft 2 corners, and the defense is playing better overall. That's just like the missing ingredient. Like, they're not getting those takeaways. If they were, this team would be undefeated. And really, that was what it came down to in the second half. 2 Bucs turnovers and no takeaways by the Bucs defense to equal that out. And, when you're playing good teams, you got to win the turnover margin, right? And that's what scares me about the Seattle Seahawks team. not only do they have a really good offense that's putting up a lot of points, 27 points per game, they have a ton of interceptions already. I want to say they have 7 interceptions in 4 games. 7. That's as many as the Bucs had all of last year.
I know.
So this is going to be a danger game for the Buccaneers because the Seahawks are playing good football on both sides of the ball. They're putting up a lot of points. They're taking the ball away on defense. And Tampa Bay is doing neither of those things. They're not putting up enough points on offense. They're not getting out to fast starts. They're being outscored 34-13 in the first quarter, and they're having to play catch up from the second quarter on. So this is a game where you kind of want to reset things if you're Todd Bowles and say, okay, 3-1, we got through the first quarter. My God, we've got to play better football. Do not rest on this 3-1 thing because we saw what happened when that happened the last 2 years.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
1 loss turns into 2, turns into a slide. And then all of a sudden you're not feeling good about yourself because you're below 500. So,
yeah.
Scott, real quick. I wanted to ask you about Hassan Reddick. We're a month into his tenure here.
Yep.
Yeah. I think we had, at least I did, high expectations, and I'm not calling it a failed experiment yet. We're only a month in.
Yeah.
But 1 sack, 2 quarterback hits. I think he's 12 total tackles, 7 solo, 3 for loss, something like that. But 1 sack in the last month that projects out to like between 4, let's say 4.5 sacks.
Yeah.
Is it time to worry about that signing, or is this about what we thought?
It's underwhelming for sure. Right. And I think let's get to midseason because sacks can come in bunches, right? Sure. Like Yaya Diaby didn't have a great year statistically speaking last year. He had 4.5 sacks, but he had a ton of pressures. He was like top 10 in terms of pressures. I love sacks more than pressures. I've gone on record saying that sack, there is a finality to it, right? Like that down automatically resulted in negative yards, and you didn't score points on that down. And if it happens on 3rd down, and that sack results in a punt, even better. If it happens in the red zone and denies you a touchdown, you're forced to kick a field goal, that's good too. Yeah. You can have a sack fumble, right? That could result in a turnover. Pressures are good, but you can literally have a pressure on a play that results in a 1st down or a touchdown, right? A quarterback's can overcome a pressure. Just ask Patrick Mahomes. He's the best at it by having, big plays occur. Yeah. Having said that, the great Rod Marinelli told me is out of the, 300, 400, 500 snaps you might play on defense out of a given year, 10 plays, 10 sacks, that's good. That gets you to a Pro Bowl. But let's really break it down. That's 10 plays out of like 400 snaps or 500 snaps. It's very, very little minute number. And so in the grand scheme of things, pressures are good. And we've seen some pressure from Hassan Reddick. Is he worth $14 million a year right now? No, he's not. Is he better than Joe Tryon-Schwenka? Yeah, he's an upgrade for sure. Yeah. So we're only 4 games in. Here's the thing. What happens if he gets 2 sacks in Seattle and then gets a sack against the 49ers? Then he's got 5 sacks in 6 games. And then you feel better about that, right? You feel better about the numbers. The math looks better. You do the projections. Okay, he's going to average more than double digits now. So sacks are a tricky, funny thing. Sometimes they're not always indicative of what's happening with the player. You remember Styles G. White, JP?
Yes.
He led the Bucs in sacks with like 7.5 or 8 one year, had like 5 or 6 forced fumbles. Literally was just a flash in the pan type player. Marcus Jones had 13 sacks one year, and largely outside of that season, didn't do much for the Buccaneers. So I'm a big believer in sacks in context. I'm a big believer in pressure in context. But you have to kind of look at the macro big picture and say, like, for example, if Hassan Reddick finishes with 7 or 8 sacks this year, but all of them happen on 3rd down, like his lone sack against the Falcons in week 1, that forced the Falcons to kick a field goal, right? They were in the red zone. So when are the sacks happening? What's the end result? How many of them are happening? And then add on top of that, is he getting pressures as well? So that's my long-winded answer to saying not real happy about
better.
that number, but let's wait until about mid-season to kind of see. And I did speak with Hassan after the game. He said he had a stinger. He hopes to play against Seattle. Yeah. He was already feeling better. But again, sometimes
he was in concussion protocol for a while, wasn't he?
I think they automatically put you in with a neck injury to concussion protocol. Because I asked him, I'm like, are you in the protocol? And he says, yeah, I think they have to, but it's a stinger. It's not a concussion. Gotcha. So
I thought I was there when you were talking to him, and I thought when he said, yes, Jenna, I'm fine, that the concussion was worse than we thought because he thought you were Jenna Lane. So I don't know. I think he could be. That did not happen, folks. That was a
By the way, you mentioned JTS. Of course, Hassan Reddick, way better than JTS.
Yeah.
He's been relegated to special teams in Cleveland right now. It's not.
He had a block punt last year, so
he did, but playing special teams for the Browns, who, by the way, top 3 defense in the league. So
yeah,
they just could find a quarterback.
All right, Scotty, what's going on at Pewter Report this week? You going to Seattle?
I'm not going to Seattle. Would like to, but I'm just not going to. So there, not gonna go.
It's a long flight.
We got a new Bucs Bright Side video up on Pewter Report TV, our YouTube channel. Make sure you check that out. We have our Bucs Seahawks preview. Myself and Matt Matera tomorrow at 4:00 on Pewter Report TV. You can always check out our YouTube channel, Pewter Report TV, for great Bucs content. We do Bucs. We do Pewter pregame at 9:00 every game day. So that'll be 9:00 on Sunday before the game. And that's always fun to do. And so we got some content coming out of pewterreport.com. You can follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram at Pewter Report. And that's it. That's all.
Scott, I still think on weeks that, including this week, because they're going to wear the creamsicles again this week against the Seahawks. You got to rebrand the channel to Creamsicle Report. Yeah, the Creamsicle Report.
Creamsicle Report. Okay.
Tim does that here.
Great idea.
We get all creamsicle stuff on our supers. It's fantastic. I love it. All right, partner. Great stuff as always. We'll see you tomorrow at the.
That's right. Actually, I won't be there tomorrow. I'll be there Thursday, and so will Bailey Adams.
See them.
My UCF Knight reporter, who will be decked out in purple, and he will be a spectacle. Just so keep an eye out Thursday at One Buccaneer Place. Bailey Adams. I will be celebrating my win over the UCF Knights. My Kansas State Wildcats finally rose up and played football. And Bailey will be there with all of his purple pride on.
Paying off a bet. All right. Can't wait for that. We will definitely razz him for that, for sure. Yeah. All right. Thank you, bro.
All right. Thanks, Scott.
We will take a break. When we come back, we're going to get to all of these great pithy comments.
There are a ton
you guys
of
are
comments,
fighting amongst each other.
Yeah, they are.
They're fighting amongst each other. Did you see this?
I did.
I don't like that. I like to keep it civil in our own society here. Keep it civil, boys and girls. Play nice in the comment yard.
Weed out the weak ones.
Don't encourage this Ryder Cup type behavior. Come on. All right. Quick break. Brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. We had a comment from Rick, I believe, who took his dad to Riveters, said it was awesome. Loves the hazy IPA. I've told you, if you've not had their hazy IPA that they make right there, fantastic. If you love IPAs. He said he especially loved the JP Peterson urinal cakes. Said it was a nice touch at Riveters. So go pee on my face. No, I won't say that.
Wow.
They have urinal cakes. No, they have great food. They have great chicken wings. They have the most amazing prime rib sliders and sandwich. Oh, I love that with the cheese and the onions and peppers. That's a cheesesteak with the ribeye. That is a cheesesteak. So check it out at riveterstampa.com. Great staff, great food, all the good stuff. And they have a Buccaneers brunch every home game starting at 9:00 with great drink specials and food specials. Riveterstampa.com is the website. Check out all the great food there. Just go there and tell them JP sent you. Back in 3. The Golden Diamond Source is working every day to be your family jeweler. Right now, a $5,000 engagement ring with 0% interest can be yours for just $83. So don't let the holidays sneak up on you this year. Now is the time to get ahead with their in-store layaway. Trade in your old jewelry for cash. Gold has never been higher. The Golden Diamond Source is offering the highest ever trade-in values for your gold and diamond jewelry. Now is the time to get your holiday shopping started. So come in now, relax, shop, and save at the Golden Diamond Source. We love Julie and Steve Weintraub, great local philanthropists, and you can find them at 3800 Omerton Road in Clearwater, where you'll always find the perfect gift. Only at the Golden Diamond Source. Source. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, are you going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show? It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 8889-JEEVES. That's 8889-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American Standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by our great advertisers, all of them you see right there. The Gold and Diamond Source. Love the great folks over there. If you're looking to buy an engagement ring, you know there's no better place to go than the Gold and Diamond Source. Julie and Steve Weintraub, great benefactors, philanthropists, tremendous folks, and they run a great business. And they have great prices, and they have great sales folks. There's no other place you want to go. The holidays are coming up, folks. They're fast approaching, so if you want to get a jump on it, get some great pricing. You could do layaways. Be smart with your money. The Gold and Diamond Source is the place to go. And tell them JP sent you. Goldanddiamond.com is their website. Remember, 5 years interest-free financing on those rings, so you can get a $5,000 ring for just $83 a month. Not bad. Get on over to the Gold and Diamond Source. Pop the question. If she's special, go get her a real diamond. Not a fake diamond, a real diamond. And do it at the Gold and Diamond Source. All right, Tim, you want to get to the Petermans and see what they have to say?
Yeah, let's talk to the disgruntled and fighting amongst themselves Petermans. I don't know what's going on today.
Should we start at the bottom or the top? I don't know where we should start. I
don't know. Most important.
Guys are fantastic. I like this one from JS, who says Sergio, JP always means business. You're damn right I do. And Tim and Nick, absolutely. Sergio says the Green Eagles shirt. I think Tim wore it to the game on Sunday as well. Yeah.
Not an Eagle shirt. We would never make an Eagle shirt with FanStream Sports on it. Never.
Chad has the show covered for today. JP and Tim can take the day off. You guys are that awesome. Tim has Eagle PJs. Is that true?
Gross.
Is that true? Turncoat.
The next person that accuses me of wearing Eagles green is getting banned from the show for effing ever. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? You don't understand the hatred I have for the effing Philadelphia Eagles. And you guys are getting on my last nerve right now with your damn Eagles green piece of shit. All right. So drop it now. I feel like I'm talking to my effing kids. For the love of God.
Is that how you talk to your children?
No, I talk way worse to them. Trying to show some respect because I thought we were all adults here, but F me.
My God. Okay, we know what the trick. We know what the hot button is for Timmy. Yeah, JS says, do you think the fix was in for the Rays not getting into the playoffs? Don't think MLB wanted to deal with Stein hosting playoff games. They were 8 games over, under 500, bro. They lost 16 of their last 22. They're not a good baseball team, and they haven't been for 3 years, to be quite honest. It's been, for all this lauding of what a baseball genius Stu Sternberg is, they pretty much suck for 2 years. So, yeah, maybe that's all run out as well. See how I worked it back to Stu? Yeah, James says, always. So now Bucky is getting an MRI? Wow, I know injury is part of the game, but this is ridiculous. James has a conspiracy theory. I know.
It's every team. Including the Eagles. Oh, wait, did I just say that?
John Hill said, good morning, Taco Tuesday morning. Okay. Could go for some good tacos today, no doubt.
I'm having tacos for lunch and dinner.
Yes, punters are being brought in as well. Mario Christian says, due to Seattle's dual event conflict, which game gets the short end of the straw when it comes to their game starting time? I believe Seattle is going to play on Saturday.
Seattle is playing October 4th. They're kicking off the division series on the Saturday. They're not playing on Sunday, so just drop it. Doesn't matter.
All right. Bucs Basement says, they'll play the game when they figure out what time the game is. Bucs Basement says, Seahawks 10 days rest. 49ers, Shanahan always has had Bowles' number. Lions want revenge, I'm sure, for week 2 last year. These are the next 3 games. Bowles cannot afford another 4-game L streak.
They're not going to lose to Seattle. I don't care about 10 days rest. That's not always a good thing for a team, and it's definitely not a good thing for a team like Seattle that's pretty young. Shanahan's a fraud. Don't care about him. You're going to beat him. They just freaking lost to a team they should have doubled up on.
Jags at home.
Yeah, San Francisco shouldn't scare anybody. Neither should Shanahan.
I agree. I'm with you on that. There's no excuse for losing. I'll say, San Francisco's beat up. They're not the team they once were. Seattle's a 3.5-point favorite. I get it. They're playing good football, but do they scare me? If I'm the Bucs, no. I mean, no.
This is not Sam Darnold from Minnesota last year, right? He doesn't have Kevin O'Connell coaching him up there. Seattle has Mike McDonald as their head coach, who's a defensive head coach. All right. He doesn't give a flip about quarterbacks. Sam Darnold is suffering this year because of it.
JS says Stu is 0 for 4 in stadium deals. He is the stadium woe. Yes, he absolutely is. And no more yelling into your computer. Do we have a confirmed time? Sub day? Yep. What does that even mean, bro? Come on. Check your
Bucs
spelling
game,
if you're gonna.
It's 4:25 Eastern on CBS is the Bucs and Seahawks game.
No, that's the 49ers game.
Oh, who are we talking
October
about?
12th.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'm
sorry.
That's
right. You're right. Week 6. I'm talking. Yeah, I thought he was talking week 6. Okay.
Bucs Basement says, if we do another 4-game losing streak this season outside of an NFC championship appearance, you got to move on from Bowles. Dungy got fired for so much less than what Bowles has done. One loss, and you knew Bucs Basement was coming from Todd Bowles. JP, keep yelling into your computer about cheap stew. I love it. Yeah, shut up, JS. I'm going to keep yelling. No, those days are over. Thank God. Very, very soon.
Was he asking about the Seattle game because of the Mariners potentially playing? But they're playing on Saturday. The Bucs are playing at 4:05 on Sunday. They're different days. Yes. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Jeez,
and we'll figure out what time. Let's talk about something.
You guys are trying to get my blood pressure going today, aren't you? Look, I'm on heart medication that I'm out of right now, or this is not good for me. Come on. Dude, you're making me better.
He really does have heart issues, so please go easy on him.
I'll show you my damn scar.
Do not say Eagles green. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Bucs Basement says, here we go with the negativity. I'm sorry. Sergio is calling out Bucs Basement.
Yeah.
Says, here we go with the negativity. That was last year. Bulls ain't going anywhere right now. Chill. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, Bucs Basement. William Madden said, and Stu goes down top 3 worst owners in the area with Williams and Culverhouse. Absolutely. I think he was worse than Art Williams, to be honest with you. At least Art was fun. Art was fun. He was a complete knucklehead, but he was fun and a nice guy. You know, Stu was none of those. All right, you guys are yelling at each other about Todd Bowles. We're not doing that. Money issues are all pro Stu propaganda. Tompkins and Romano keep locking Stu's boot. Licking Stu's boot, I think it is what he meant to say. Come on, folks. Proofread your text because I read them on the fly. You confuse me.
We don't.
Look at your next 3 games. Very tough October. I'm not reading any more Bucs Basement. Sorry. All Rays should be appreciative of Lotvilla for his commitment to keeping the Rays in Tampa Bay. 100%. 100%. You guys, and I don't think any of you guys realize that, you know, there's so many cowards out there in politics and in the media that have refused to call out Stu Sternberg despite an absolute avalanche of stuff to go after. The media never talked about the lawsuit, never talked about the lawsuit with his partners, and all the other things. The media has been mostly silent, to be honest, on a lot of this stuff, and it's allowed him to get away with these false narratives. So Chris Lotvilla did not. He called him out, rightfully so, and vociferously did so. And that's what I want my politicians, the courage to talk, to speak out. And he was one of the only ones. Even after the snub, I thought, you know, that there were more, but it took till he completely reneged on the deal for the other people who had egg on their face to finally say something negative about Stu, even though they knew what he'd done was reprehensible. So yes, if you ever get a chance to vote for Chris Lotvilla, you better damn well do it.
For whatever he's running for.
Got my vote. Rick said Stu will be the manager, co-owner of JP's Dirty Pawn bait shop. He's got rays from the tank on sale for bait. We're taking the live rays. Where are those rays, by the way? Have they been relocated, or are they still in the trop? Or did he sell them for shark bait?
Yeah, where are they right now?
Probably sold them for shark bait.
That's a good question. I feel like we need to know.
William Madden says a DAE worships Stu. I know. And they're another group that covered for him because they're the Rays station. They get paid, you know, that's a lot of money invested in there, and they were going to always and listen, it's one of the reasons I got fired, I believe, 100%. In my opinion, you don't get fired when you're getting ratings bonus checks. And it just conveniently we're told they don't really like the way you're talking about Stu. Well,
there you go.
Well, I'll just stop lying and I'll stop saying he's lying. That's kind of how that works. I can't say he's lying when he's not lying. So, yeah. What else we got here?
We got TJ whenever you're ready.
Mario. Oh, we got. I didn't see him down there. My bad. How long has he been waiting in the bullpen
since we got back from the break?
Oh my God. He's below my level here, so I couldn't see him. Why didn't you tell me, for God's sake?
I thought you saw him.
Well, bring him in. You're controlling this show. Sorry, TJ. My bad.
I've been kicking back. I've been kicking back while you're swatting whoever you're needing to swat here on the program. And, you know, I'm here for it part of the time. Good to be back with you on all fronts.
Yes.
Timmy, do we have a call into the pharmacy to get more medication? I'm concerned for you. I don't want you to code on the show.
I'm out of asthma medicine. I'm out of heart medicine. I'm out of food in my pantry. I got to get a woman or something, man.
Sick and tired of being sick and tired at this point.
Sick and tired of the Eagles is what I'm sick of.
Oh, boy. All right,
we'll
get to that.
We'll get to the rest of the comments. I'm sorry. We get like 1,000 comments a day.
By the way, you used vociferously and reprehensible like within 60 seconds of each other.
My polysyllabics are on fire
today. Much higher plane than what's going on in most of your comments there. You're using that.
Are you disparaging the Peterman's acumen? Is that what you're doing here?
No, I'm complimenting you, and I'm saying you're talking above them when they're down around that. I just appreciated it. I'm complimenting you.
Thank you.
I am vociferous for the JP Peterson show. That's why I'm here. Do you, my friend, need a little guidance before we talk X and O's?
Yes.
On the potential mayhem
Guide me,
for
Monfred.
Sunday. All right. So in the congressional world and the legislative world, they say point of clarification.
Yes.
Point of clarification. All right. So we need to go over a couple of things. The first thing is the Buccaneers-Seahawks game is scheduled for 1 Pacific time at this moment, 4 Eastern time, to be televised by CBS. CBS will be showing it regionally, probably to like Seattle, to Tampa, and a couple of other places. They have another 4 o'clock regional game because they're not the doubleheader this weekend. Fox has got the main game this weekend. I don't even know what it is. We have to look. I'm on Tuesday. I start looking at that stuff Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But anyway, all right. Now, here's the point of clarification. The Seattle Mariners are hosting the divisional round of the playoffs. Game 1 of the ALDS is Saturday. That's not a problem because the Seahawks Stadium, what did we establish? It's T-Mobile Park now, right? What was the old Safeco Field.
Yeah.
That's on the same property as Lumen Stadium, which is the Seahawks Stadium, and they share the same parking. Problem, they can't play at the same time and have 45 or 50,000 in the baseball stadium, which they'll have, and 70,000 in the Seahawks Stadium. Nobody's got anywhere to park. You're going to be walking from Tacoma or shuttling from Everett or one of the other suburbs.
From Renton.
Trenton, wherever. All right, so here's the situation. Major League Baseball wants to play the second game of the ALDS on Sunday because Fox is televising both of those games. Whoever is playing the Brewers, whoever's playing the Mariners, that gets sorted out on the next 3 days. Now, what they do every year is they take a break on Sunday from 2 of the games being played. So last year, they took a break on the second American League game not being played in both series until Monday. So they play the Saturday and then the Monday. The National League played both days, Saturday and Sunday. So this year, it's the National League's turn. It's the Phillies, and help me on who's the other team that are waiting for the DS to host. They're going to play on Saturday, and then they're not playing on Sunday. The games are on TBS, by the way, on Monday. That's already slated. And JP, you've been in this world. I'm not telling you anything you don't know because this is network, multi-million-dollar, hundreds of millions of dollars in playoffs baseball that's being negotiated and kicked around. All right. So here become the options. Number 1, do they go ahead and say to Fox, okay, you're only going to have the one game on Sunday. We're going to move the Mariners game 2 to Monday. And what's Fox's reaction to that? All right, that's a factor. The next thing is if you're trying to play both, how do you make that work?
It doesn't.
So there's a theory out there that the Buccaneer-Seahawk game would move to later in the afternoon Pacific time, that the Mariner game might go as early as noon Pacific time. I don't know that it can go much earlier than that, but it might be. All right, we're saying maybe a bunch on this. So if the Mariner game goes at noon Pacific time, Buccaneer game might hypothetically move to something like 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. Again, I don't know how they reconcile the parking lot if that's the situation.
They can't do that. Enough time. They have to move it into a window too.
Here's the other challenge while we go even deeper. You cannot have a game competing with the NBC Sunday night game. Yep. That is an exclusive that they've paid a ton of money for. And the only thing that is allowed to go on while that's going on is a game that is run long or maybe a game that's weather delayed, unforeseen. You can't schedule something that's going to run at the same time as that game. So theoretically, you've got to schedule the Buccaneers-Seahawks game to be over with by the time you get to 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern time. Whatever that. What is the Sunday night game this week? I haven't even looked. Timmy, you can probably find it quicker on what's the Sunday night game. So that game's going to be a standalone. So that's the complications. I just laid it out for you. The scenarios would be maybe they say to the Mariners, maybe they say to the American League and to Fox, let's just play the game on Monday. Find out the
Patriots this week, which nobody cares about.
It's the Patriots and Bills. Is that what it is?
Yeah, at Buffalo.
Yeah, I think that's what they're
still,
they paid
they paid for an exclusive, so it's not as if the NFL and CBS can suddenly say, we're playing at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, or 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific after the Mariner baseball game's over. Yeah. That's a complication. All right, so I've laid it all out for you. I don't know what they're going to decide. I like what you said earlier. We're playing at some time on Sunday.
Yeah, they'll let us know. They'll let us know, and then we'll work accordingly. And it has no effect on the game whatsoever.
I'm saying this: it remains to be seen whether the Seattle Mariners are actually playing on Sunday or not. Let's see what they choose to do. My understanding from talking to a couple of different people, the Mariners do have the priority because their deal with the city specifies they get priority on the parking lot and especially in the postseason. And Major League Baseball knows that as a leverage point. Yeah. So stay tuned on how it all gets meted out later this week. Stay tuned on.
All right. What I want to know from you is you were down on the field this weekend, and the Bucs played a spirited second half. No question about it. I don't know if that was heat related and the Eagles were fading, or the Buccaneers defense just woke up.
Let's stop on that point. Let's stop on that point right now. I thought fourth quarter they looked tired. They had hands on the hips. They had bad body language. They were getting up off a pile slowly. They looked like they were wearing down. So I can answer in the affirmative. That was part of the comeback, especially third quarter into fourth quarter. That I thought the Eagles were getting worn down. Continue on, my friend.
So the question is, was it a second half where the Bucs defense just really, really played well, or were they wearing down and maybe they were protecting a 3-score lead? Because that second half defense is, if that can be the Buccaneers defense against what I think is a good, I know people are like, oh, the Eagles can't get A.J. Brown going, can't get Devontae. Well, I'll tell you why, because they were blanketed. If you go look at the all 22, they weren't open. There was no place to throw for Jalen to go with the ball. The Bucs corners are pretty damn good. I don't know what happened in the rest of their games, but I know this. The Bucs stopped blitzing, and because I think what happened was Jalen was really good early on against the blitz. They were getting the ball outside to Saquon, to their backs. They had really, really good blitz beaters. He was well prepared, and the Bucs did not adjust fast enough. He was beating the blitz. Second half, they didn't blitz, and he had no answers for that. He had absolutely no answers for that. So I don't know if I want to call it a slow adjustment because they scored on those two possessions, but they also scored on a block punt. So
correct.
I don't know. What's your thoughts?
How about if I go all of the above right now?
You can do that, yeah.
Everything that you just said, I think, is valid, which is they jumped all over Bowles and Larry Foote in the defense in the first half of the game and had them back on their heels against the blitz. Obviously, we're able to get the variation on the tush push to Goddard for the touchdown after the block punt, move the ball back down the field again, and then got him the ball in a shovel pass in the red zone to score when the Buccaneers had a couple chances to get off the field. And now you're right. I mean, you've got a totally different game when it's now 14-3, 21-3. You can play differently, and eventually it was 24-3. You can play differently even in the second half. They do have to start faster. It was a combination of things. You get the block punt again right away, and I know they're working out new punters here, and apparently we're going to do this again. We're gonna discard another punter and try to figure it out because at this point, you very nearly got a couple of punts blocked in Atlanta. He very nearly got a punt blocked in the first half of the Houston game, and then he did get one blocked. And now here you come back again right away, and he doesn't get the ball off. And so you can't have it. These are catastrophic things, blocked kicks that result in touchdowns. So that impedes you at the start. The Eagles had an excellent plan at the start. And then the Buccaneers finally kind of got in a groove. So I'm going to go with all of the above. Everything that you listed there is in one stew pot. And I keep coming back to this. They're really good overall.
Yeah, this just in.
They're one of the best teams in the NFL.
Breaking news.
So what you were able to do to the Falcons and the Texans and the Jets, especially at the end of the game, you weren't able to do against them because they're really good. You dug too big of a hole. There's a reason why they've won 20 of their last 21 games. So credit Philadelphia. But for anybody to think that the Buccaneers didn't go toe-to-toe, what game were you watching? It's a 2-half game.
Yes.
They had them worn down. down the stretch of the game and had 2 chances to potentially tie it up and take the lead.
Which I thought they were going to do. And Baker throws a pick there that was very uncharacteristic of him this year, especially on first down.
Yep.
Talking about the one in the end zone?
Yeah,
the ball. He said the ball slipped and it was tipped.
Cooper DeJean also got a tip on it that took some of the velocity on it. You clearly can see on a couple of the replays that Godwin is shifting to that part of the end zone and is open briefly. And that's what he saw. But the thing that you come back to, what you were saying, it's on first down as well. And you're in field goal range to make the game 31-26 with a ton of time still left. 5-6 minutes left, all your timeouts and the 2-minute warning, where you can get the ball back again and now win the game with a touchdown at the end, just like what you've done in Atlanta and in Houston. But again, some of this you got to credit Philadelphia. That was not an ordinary interception by Jahad Campbell, a linebacker diving for the ball, or else it's incomplete. Okay, all is forgiven. Reload and run second down. He makes a great play. The Eagles made enough plays. They're really good. But I look forward, hopefully, to seeing Buccaneers-Eagles, the sequel, in January. And the one that matters and win the chance. Can't wait.
Hopefully in Ray J, too. But that might be the tiebreaker. We'll see.
Stay tuned.
Speaking of the Petermans, here's a great stat here from Angelo Provenzano.
Wow.
Good to see you in here. I know. What a great name. Angelo Provenzano. I have some Provenzano cheese on my.
Yeah, I'm going to make a sandwich with that later.
Yeah. He says 36% third down efficiency, 29th in the league. We were 51% last year, number 1 in the league. 37% in the red zone efficiency this year. Last year, 50%. No concerns.
Well, it's still 4 games this year compared to
4-game sample.
It's all of last season, right?
Well, listen, I'll just speak to this particular game, and I'll tell, and actually all year long. Now, play calling is the easy way to go because Liam's not here and Josh is taking over. To me, this is offensive line related. This is completely offensive line related because many of these third down issues, you would want to run the football. You're not running the football like you did last year because you have a completely revamped offensive line. Third downs, I think very much the same, and red zone, the same thing. If you can't run the ball in the red zone, everybody knows what you're doing. They play coverage, and it's tough because the field shrinks. So to me, this is all offensive line related. TJ, what do you think?
All right, so I'm looking at my documentation. Never let it be said that we don't let the numbers and the stats get in the way. So in the first half on third down, Buccaneers 1 for 7. 1 for 7 officially on third down in the first half. And then I'm looking for, obviously, I went to public school. What was the overall?
Florida public school.
The overall was 3 for 13, so just 2 for 6 on third down in the second half. It didn't get much better after the halftime adjustments is the point. I think you make a valid point about being able to run the ball. Some of this is related that for the first half of last year, you had Evans and Godwin until Evans had the hamstring injury, and then eventually Godwin also got hurt in the same game in the October game. Teams begin to scout you, figure you out, but it's incumbent on the Buccaneers to get better on third down and sustain drives. Some of that has been a couple of drops by Emeka Egbuka, as good as he's been. He's dropped a couple of third down balls that would have been first downs. What can you do about that? And the red zone touchdowns have not been as frequent so far in the 4-game sample size. You got to get down in there and you got to get touchdowns, which they were really good at last year. So you set a standard. I mean, like last year, let's be honest, was an out-of-body experience. I'm standing down there week after week going, since when are the Buccaneers unstoppable on third down? They're number 1 in the NFL. Since when are the Buccaneers number 1 in touchdowns in the red zone? Yeah. I mean, we would just take like top 10, wouldn't we? Much less number 1. So it was a great standard to set last year.
It's because you were a balanced offense last year. That's what makes you. I remember when Brady was here, we didn't score. Well, we scored a lot of points, but it was very one-sided. We were very lopsided, passing, terrible, running the football like the worst in the league.
To your point, the 22 season, you were not good on third down, and you were not good in the red zone, to your point.
Right, so when you're balanced, it's much harder to defend, especially on third down and in the red zone. So listen, Cody Mock ain't coming back, and that's a problem. Correct. But we've got half the left side of the line is now back. And when we get Gedeke back, I really feel maybe Michael Jordan can slide into that right guard spot. I think this offensive line becomes much better. Josh Grizzard becomes better play caller, therefore, because he has more options. I keep saying this, and I kind of got confirmation from Graham Barton this week when after the game, and I asked him about all the switching around on the offensive, how much is that taking a toll? And he didn't want to use it as an excuse, but he just said it's hard. It's really hard mentally, and it's very difficult when you're going up against a team like the Eagles. And he said we struggled passing guys off. It's like, yeah, because when Jordan Davis and freaking Jalen Carter are going back and forth,
they're
monsters. You got to catch them. Yeah, that takes great precision. It takes great chemistry amongst an offensive line that hasn't played together. A couple guys practice squad guys.
And you bring up a great point because the 22 team, again, with Tom Brady, couldn't run the ball at all. You're like 31st or 32nd in the NFL. And last year you were outstanding running the ball. So let's get back to that. Again, get Bucky Irving in space and look at what can happen. Get him some and there were moments that I've seen the all-22 on a couple of things. There was a play in the first half of the game where they ended up getting the field goal at 14-3 at that point, where Rachaad White doesn't see the alley to the left. I don't know if you've seen the play that I'm talking about from behind. I saw it on social media and I went and saw it somewhere else, where if he sees that alley, he's got a safety down at the 5-yard line that he's one-on-one with, and he's potentially going to score on that play. So it can be in combination of the line getting it blocked, but also if something is there, having the vision to take advantage where a 2-yard gain through the girth in the middle of the defense is now a 20-yard gain or out the gate and in the end zone on some of that. So let's see. Long way to go here, kids, on getting this stuff corrected. And Josh Grizzard is now feeling his way through it. And here's the other thing. You got 3 or 4 games of game tape of him now, and people are adjusting to you, and you've got to adjust to the adjustment. This is what the NFL is. Welcome to it. Be ready. Self-scout. Pull some stuff out that they have not seen over the next few weeks. This is the cat and mouse. We love this part of it. I just know this. There are too many talented players on this offense to not make things happen and to not get it going. And I'm rolling with number 6. What a gutsy dude. Gunslinging. Stayed with it on Sunday. You make the 2 huge pass plays in the third quarter of the game. I really thought after the long one to Irving, this is set right up for you here. Yeah. This is now set up with a tired Philadelphia team to come back and win this game. But again, credit the Eagles on being able to stop.
And that last drive was shut down by what? Sacks. Sacks and pressure. You got
a sack. You got a false start where you were trying to run a play before the 2-minute warning. You got a sack right after that. I don't know if they brought an extra guy, but I think they got to him with 4 guys on the sack.
Yeah. So and that's what they were doing. They were getting pressure with 4, and then you have 7 back there who were evidently they were told by the referees you can hold and grab as much as you want on the line wherever you want, and we're not going to call it.
Can I just please? It's maddening. Where is my replay assist when we have a video board showing the world that you've got an Eagle player grabbing Chris Godwin's jersey and he's running like it's resistance training with a personal trainer while he's pulling on him? Where's my replay assist? That's
7 blind mice. It's difficult.
First down.
Yeah.
I mean, first
down. They were dehydrated. Is there a better replay booth, like an in-stadium replay booth, than our guys?
I don't think so.
They catch everything and they run it. I don't know if they do this in Cowboy Stadium, Tim, but when the refs F up, they're putting it up like within seconds. They see everything. It's like on the Godwin when the incompletion where Quinyon Williams was like tackling him 2 counts before the ball got there and grabbing his left arm as Godwin's trying to cover, and there's no pass interference.
They're showing it on the video.
Showing it like, okay, here's a still shot of Godwin being tackled. The ball has not yet arrived. We'll replay it for you about 3 or 4 times in case you missed it.
Just to emphasize.
I mean, and they do it all the time, and I don't know. Is the NFL
I can tell you, I've traveled all around the NFL, and Tim, you can speak to the monstrosity video board at AT&T Stadium. Yep. They will have some stuff on there. Atlanta, New Orleans, Charlotte, where we are all the time. Houston didn't have a lot of the same at NRG Stadium. We'll be in Seattle. I'll get back to you on that. But you go to a lot of these stadiums. No, I'm going to stand up for the BUCCANEERS all the way across the board. Go Bucs. That they have a tremendous team behind the scenes, Jim Mackis, Mike Dewsnap, and all the ladies and gentlemen that do all of that every week with the presentation and the video. It is as good as anything in the NFL at what they show you. And my thing is, too, I want to make sure that the NFL replay official has access to that stuff and the command center has access to that stuff, not just what the television network is showing you.
Yes.
Because they sometimes have an angle right away that TV is not showing you. So
but not everything is reviewable. Like you can't, if there's a holding call that gets missed, it's not like the replay official can buzz down and go, "Hey, you guys missed a holding call. We got to call that."
Now, what's interesting real quick, and then if you've got to move on and get me out of here. But the replay assist can help with certain penalties, like on roughing the passer or not. The flag will come in, and then replay assist can say, "No, that's not a flag."
What they have to call the penalty first, right?
Correct. They cannot put the flag into play as replay assist. They can overrule, because wasn't there a play in the Buccaneer game where they called a blow to the head and it was Tyke Smith hitting him in the shoulder, I believe, and replay assist buzzed down and said replay after replay.
No, he never got the head.
He never hit him in the head in the game. So
and that's how it's supposed to work.
Honestly, yes, if the flag is thrown, they can help with that. They can help with the spot of the ball. They can allegedly help incomplete or not. Again, we need to clarify, like on the Bucky Irving fumble in the late third quarter, that is New York, because it is a turnover. That's not the replay official in the stadium. New York is looking at that. And I know you've been railing on this. We were talking about on your show last week, the transparency of we can't hear what they're talking about and what they're seeing. That's where the ACC and that innovation, the Atlantic Coast Conference, of having the actual audio, that's transparent. We love that. I don't know how forthcoming or transparent the NFL is ever going to be in that command center, but that's
when you can control the games anonymously and just say New York called it.
Yeah, that's why it's so refreshing, like watching ACC football this year, because it's dude, it is. You hear everything. You see
exactly what they're discussing.
They're looking at in the command center. You hear the referee on the sideline watching the little screen and their entire communication, including, "Hey, I
was watching JP, of the Florida State Virginia game. I loved where the replay official on more than one occasion say, "Are we all in agreement?" Like that's his out. Don't get mad at me. Don't get me reprimanded. He's like, "Are we all in agreement? This is
and they talk it through. I love it.
This is all. Are we all in agreement? This is incomplete. Whatever it is." So
that just
imagine them trying to do that
much more suspicious, right?
Imagine them trying to do that with the catch last week for the Jets in the back of the end zone.
To have been able to hear that conversation, because even the Jets bench knew in that moment. They're seeing the replays. They're like, the ball is moving while it's on the ground. How about the Saints? Just to take it to them real quick. The Saints had a touchdown to get back in the game in Buffalo. All right. That is called touchdown on the field, called touchdown on a leaping catch, TV left. And immediately there is a replay where he's got the ball, but the ball touches the ground as he's trying to possess it. And they took 30 seconds and said incomplete, and it was nowhere close to Lazard. Both hands off the ball. The ball touches
fumbling
the ground
it down his leg as it gets stripped from him and hits the ground.
0-3 Saints. Yeah, they suck. They're going to be 0-4. That's incomplete.
With all the money that's being gambled in the NFL now, they've got to be more transparent.
We don't know what a catch is anymore, kids. We don't know what
it's a joke. And it just can't be that way. You know, it doesn't work that way in other sports.
I know.
Right, last question for you. No, last question.
Another question. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, and because I want to, from your perspective down on the field, I did a quick survey of kind of the old folks, Rock Riley, Ira Kaufman, Lee Camper.
Are you considering the old as well?
Well, I mean, let's just say people who have covered the Bucs for 30 years or more,
seasoned veteran.
Yes. And I asked them, have you ever seen more away jerseys? I'm not going back to the 80s when the Bears would do that.
Oh, God,
I'm going back. Yeah, because I'm like in the modern times. Have you ever seen more away jerseys? What was it like down there on the field?
There have been a couple of occasions, Eagles in the past or Packers in the past, when the Packers were really good, like in the late Gruden days, in the early Raheem, Lovie Smith days, and the Packers came here to play. You would see the same kind of thing. But that was a bit much, because that was easily, wouldn't you say that was easily 20,000 Eagle fans? Easily.
I do percentages, and I'd say lower bowl, it was 50-50.
Yeah, yes. I heard 50-50 is what I was seeing online.
Yeah, and everybody kept commenting that on TV, you could obviously hear anything they did sounded like you were in Philadelphia cheering, and then the Bucs have the ball, and the crowd's going crazy.
The Eagle players are going like this to get their crowd into the game.
Yes. So we've dealt with that in the past. Yes, that's as bad as it's been recently. It will not be that way when the 49ers come here. They don't have not near as many fans. And what's comical, because I've been telling a couple people this on other interviews, is most of these people live here. And most of these people are Buccaneers, Rays, and Lightning fans, except when the Philadelphia team show up. And then they put the green Eagles or the red Phillies or the red Flyers, orange Flyers, whatever that color is. They put that stuff on and go to the games. So a lot of them come
from out of town, too.
Some did. Yes.
7 extra flights were added.
You would be amazed. You would be amazed, though, at how many people that have Buccaneer tickets regularly are Eagles people or are.
How can you do that?
Packer.
How can you be a Buccaneers season ticket holder and then one game a year?
I'm not saying it's right.
Total turncoat.
I'm not saying
it's
right.
How do you do that? That's weird.
But you're right. It was. You want another word? Exorbitant. It was exorbitant. There was a lot of it on Sunday. We're helping out with that. When are we getting back on the golf course?
And embarrassing last week.
When are we
God, you were so good. How are you so good at golf?
I'm not
How
that
are you
good.
So good at, yeah,
I hit plenty of bad shots. I mean, I know you were like, oh my God, when I hit a couple of good shots, like I'm totally incapable, like I'm the U.S. team in the Ryder Cup. I hit a good shot, and you're like, wait a minute, where did that come from?
Because you don't have somebody heckling you 24/7 on the course.
My God. I don't know what the TV numbers are going to end up being, but I know the drama was going on with the golf. I just wonder if the NFL Sunday totally swallowed it up, even with the U.S. trying to make the comeback. I don't know.
Can they not just move up the Ryder Cup 1 month to August, right before that dead day, that dead week where college football is going on, but the NFL's not? Because it just gets, I want to watch every second of it, and I can't because
I know because we're working an NFL Sunday. How dramatic would it have been without the NFL that Justin Rose and Tommy Fleetwood and John Rahm and Rory McIlroy all got beat early on, and now you got 2 more hours of drama. Their 4 best players all lost outright. And it's
Shane Lowry had to make a 10-footer on 18.
It's all being swallowed up because we're watching Bucs, Eagles, and all the big time NFL showdowns that are going on all over the place. So
somebody invite TJ and I to go play golf with them.
We got to go hit it again.
Like Mike H did. Mike H did
a great job. Thank you. He's suffering from his Georgia Bulldogs losing the other night.
One of you Pelican members out there, invite me and TJ to come play golf.
To just outright lobby. Outright lobby for it. Let's go hit a golf ball again soon.
You can play with 2 Tampa Bay broadcast
seasoned broadcasters that allegedly know something about what we're talking about.
My God.
Let's see what happens.
We'll only drink half your beer.
Yeah.
Just half.
Well, I don't drink, so you would drink
there you
half.
We'll help you. Don't worry. Yeah, if I'm there, I'll help.
Take care of that.
Timmy will have his fireballs lined up, and then he'll be ready to go. Good luck with the medication, Timmy.
TJ remembers my fireball shot.
Yes. Good luck with the medication, Timmy. Hold the fort down, JP. I will report back to you after the trip to the Pacific Northwest. We'll see what happens with this Mariners game and the Buccaneer game start time. Stay tuned for all of that.
Well, we're going to play the games at some point.
So don't worry. Don't
worry about it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see you later.
There he goes.
All righty. I'd like to add to the stage right now the man, the myth, the great Orestes Destrada is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. The Big O Show coming up later today. We're going to go live again because our commenters.
Are you sure?
Yes, shut up, Timmy. We didn't have any problems last time as a pitcher, Mike.
How dare you? You're my boy, man.
I didn't screw up last week, did I?
No, we didn't. We went
but you
live
haven't.
and we stayed live.
Right.
We didn't die.
All right. Look, I'm a perfectionist, and I don't accept anything other than perfection. I can't do anything to perfect Big O's show when you go live. I can't do any post-production. I can't do any editing. I can't put music on it. I can't do anything.
You told me you could put music on it.
No, I sent you a link to show you how to do it in the studio 2 weeks ago, and you've still haven't.
Hello, McFly.
What link are you? I've been speaking about. I put music on it one time, and you're like, no, don't do it that way. It's too loud.
It's the worst music, and I already have music. And by the way, Big O, I apologize. I can't use the song that JP sent me, or they will shut our YouTube channel down because it's all copyrighted.
Not even like just one little quip. Oh, unbelievable! Can't even do that.
Nope. No,
none of that.
Shut it down.
I'll sing it myself. Don't worry about it.
Oh, well, we can do that.
By the way, you are the man, the myth, the legend, bro.
I don't know about that.
None of this would be possible without you.
Can you go like on camera with us?
Ride or die with him.
I don't know if I can or not.
I don't want to click something because it'll screw it up, and then you'll blame me.
No, it would be your fault.
Be your fault.
What do you mean?
Anyway.
What do you mean to blame me?
Well, because if he does it, then we blame him.
Oh,
there he is.
There
he is. There. Now he's
all right. I've been seeing plenty, so it's all good.
Yeah, he's seen enough of me. He hasn't seen me.
I've seen Timmy enough. That beard is on point, though.
Oh, thank you, sir.
So while we have you, all three of us here, your wonderful Bruce Bochy is no longer the manager of your beloved Rangers. Did you see that coming?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I did. We've that's kind of been the topic of discussion the last half of the season here.
Did he retire or was he forced out?
No, it was a mutual.
They call it a mutual parting of the ways, which when you hear that, you're automatically like, you're automatically like, well, yeah, right, whatever. Well, but I think in this situation that it's factual in this situation.
I think it's mutual because you don't have a mutual parting of the ways when what you're talking about is when somebody completely gets gone from the organization. They're trying to keep him within the organization. Right. They know his mind is just incredible. It's a Hall of Fame baseball mind, which he will be in the Hall of Fame. And so you would want to keep him in the organization.
When you look at where this team is right now, this is a young team that needs development at the major league level.
Right.
And Bruce Bochy is not that kind of manager. He's a manager that goes in to a full roster and wins you a World Series. At 70 years old, Bruce Bochy does not want to start developing major league players. And that's the problem the Rangers have had since he's been here, is we don't have a problem in our farm system getting guys to the major league level. We have a problem with them developing once they get here.
Yeah.
And he's not that guy.
A lot of that does fall back on the mantra of the minor leagues.
Yep.
And that's one thing that actually his Giants did really well. They brought in players, obviously, during those championship years, but they also developed really well. And as they got up to the big leagues, they knew, from A-ball, AA, AAA, exactly what was expected. The Rays have been very good at doing that. You single out 4 or 5 teams that have been notoriously good at keeping the same mindset throughout, especially AA, AAA. That's the big, breaking point from AA and then on to AAA. If you've got the guys pitching and hitting, on the same page when they get up to the big leagues, it should be, plug and play.
Yeah, it should be. But Boach, when he was doing that with the Giants back in the day, he wasn't 70 years old.
Well, that's a great point, actually.
I think he's done with that.
You're talking 15. Time passes quickly and we don't realize it, but it was 15 years ago back then when they were in their heyday. Rocco, you bringing up Rocco? It's an interesting one. There's a lot of teams that would want Rocco.
I would think I'd be a good fit in Texas, wouldn't he? Timmy,
I think he's a good. I think he turns around, and there's several teams obviously that are needing managing.
San Francisco,
Melvin's
out. Ironically, but you think those rumors are
decided about their interim? Washington, Miguel Cairo. I love Miguel Cairo. What an incredible human being. Lives here in the Tampa Bay area. But they sucked, and they sucked with, what they had. And then they kind of even got worse, under Miguel. So that's a team that needs a lot of
the word and the word here in Texas is because he's in the front office already and he's young. Schumacher.
Yeah. Schumacher. Yeah. I heard that. And I think that makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense when you bring in somebody a year or two in advance and kind of let him to understand again
what's going on.
What I aforementioned, the minor league, development. I think Schumacher would probably be the perfect fit because he's already been and he's kind of seen all these young guys at the major league level.
Older, also, he's super young,
and he's young. He's feisty. You need those type of guys right now. This is a different young group now. It's not the same as 20, 30 years ago when you had the influx of new young players. There's a whole, we're seeing it in all different leagues, right? The NFL, NBA. It's a lot of me, I. You know what I mean? It's a lot of NIL mentality. So
it's infected the entire American culture.
Hello.
Yeah.
So now you need someone that can capture these guys' attention without being, an easy ass, and letting them do all sorts of stuff, but still be stern enough, but yet not be super old school that they're going to go, whatever, man. Right. I got 1 million followers. And all of a sudden that becomes, the main thing.
That's my currency.
Yeah.
I got 1 million followers.
Believe it or not, it is currency.
I know.
And it takes away from what, Japan has always been good at, which is WA. WA is unity. And I think
I love that.
Yeah, you got to have WA. Great book by Robert Whiting. If you want to read a story about the Japanese mentality of baseball, there's a book called You Got to Have WA. And it's really all about how, they take it into a team concept. Obviously, you're going to have 2 or 3 individuals, if you're lucky, that stand out, right? And you're going to, navigate with them accordingly. But even they need to understand. That's a great thing about even all the Japanese players that are starring right now, the Imanagas, the Shoheis, Yu Darvish, they still have a massive team concept. And those guys you don't have to worry about. So if you can build somebody that has that type of
that sounds
mentality.
like a very interesting topic that we need to kind of flush out a little bit on the O show today.
Yeah. You know who does a great job of that? And we've been around him, and he was here for a few years, and he didn't star, but was beloved. And then he went to Oakland with the A's and did a good job with Stephen Vogt. He's a guy
catcher
that and oh, by the way, we were talking about the MVP. Should it be the big dumper and Cal Raleigh? Should it be Judge? And remember what I said last week? I don't think catchers get enough MVP votes.
I agree.
Why? They're the quarterback of the deal. If you think in yesteryear, who are the best managers? Really, if you
catchers.
Yeah. You're
the quarterback.
You're the quarterback, so you understand the game in totality.
Yeah,
offense and defense.
Yeah.
So you've got a guy like Stephen Vogt. He's getting everybody's attention. He's got the hitter's attention because he was a hitter, and he was actually more of a hitting catcher than he was a defensive catcher. And then you've got the pitchers, attention. But he's young, a little feisty. I totally believe you can't. One thing that I've got an issue with the Mets and their demise, which was brutal.
Yeah.
Is I think maybe that Carlos Mendoza is not as feisty as he needs to be with that group.
Yeah.
And
boy, Pete Alonso sure wanted out.
Quick. I mean, it was. Thank you. I love all the Mets fans. I love all you guys. You guys are great. A lot of friends.
See ya.
Drive home safely, everybody. You don't want to go home.
I'm going back to Tampa,
but you can't stay here. And
maybe he stays in.
Well, no, I think he stays in town. I think the second go around that'll be an interesting one, and I think that the big polar bear is going to probably be manning first base next year for the Yankees.
So, wow, for the Yankees.
Yeah.
You said stay in town.
I thought you meant stay in town in New York City.
Oh,
when you said stay in town.
I would thought stay in town.
I really thought that the Yankees should have signed him. This offseason, and they were a little hesitant as to what he had left in the gas tank.
I think he good.
He good. 38 jacks, 125 RBIs.
He's fine.
He's going to get a lot of money. But going back to the managers, there's a lot of turnovers that are going to be. It's going to be very interesting.
All right, so we're going to talk about the WA on the O show. We're going to talk about Pete Alonso, where he's going next. We'll talk about the new managers.
And breakdown of the games that are going to be starting here in about an hour. Yeah, in moments. Some great games, some great rivalries. I'm going to tell you one, and I'm going to tease it. There is a rivalry that is being played this afternoon that after doing some little research, did not realize that they go back to 1901. That's playing against each other today.
Wow. So, all right. So there's a lot that we just teased right there. And sorry, Timmy, I like the comments too much that we're going to do it live. So,
Nelly. Timmy.
We'll work
all
out
right,
the
it's
music.
just more work for me. It's all good. Just don't use any music.
Just
Please don't use that music.
You don't have to put any music on it.
No, I'll have to cover it up and edit what you put out because that is horrible, horrible music. Don't ever use that again.
That I gotta say, I'm on Team Tim.
I got my own music we're using, and it's great.
Well, then put it in the damn thing where I can use it.
I'm trying to, but you got to download the software to do it.
This is Hispanic Heritage Month. Equipo Timmy. That's Team Timmy in Spanish.
There you go. I love it.
Equipo Timmy.
All right.
My new nickname for him, Equipo Timmy.
I love it. It's better than Kanika.
Always so good. Always so good. He don't need no music. So
when I worked in the restaurant business, Big O, all the Mexicans in the kitchen would call me Kanika because I had short hair. I was bald.
Ah, mira, que lindo.
Yeah.
That's nice.
All right, we're going to wrap up the JP Peterson show here. Thank you guys so much for watching, for listening. Thanks to Scott Reynolds. Thanks to TJ Reeves. Great job, Timmy. Thanks to all you guys who commented, and hopefully we got to most of them. And love you guys. We will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, bro. I was looking something I didn't realize.